Right, what do you do when you finish playing?
Panic. I did. I had played for 17 years and woke up one morning. I'd left Rangers. I went back to England where I was living at the time. Graham Souness had said, you know, thank you, Andy, it was great, enjoyed having you up, but don't need you anymore. I said, fine, thanks very much, it was brilliant. Went back to the Midlands, woke up the next morning. What am I going to do? I had no idea.
The very same question that David Preece has asked of himself this week. A terrific article that was in the Times in their sporting supplement on Monday, the game. Former keeper, as you can see, who's been around football probably, well, all of his adult life.
18 years.
Currently goalkeeping coach at Lincoln City. Giving up. David joins us via Skype. David, good evening to you.
Yeah, good evening, gents.
Evening, David.
What are you going to do?
Well, that's the $1 million question, isn't it? I mean, at the moment, like you've just said, I'm goalkeeping coach at Lincoln, but it's you know, there's a lot of life to be lived after football, and it is when you give so much to something, and you have to when you're playing football and you want to succeed, especially to make it to Championship Premier League level, then you've got to give everything to it. You've got to eat, sleep, drink. You've got to live the life and give everything to it, and that's what you do as a football. And it's no matter how much you prepare yourself for the time comes you've got to retire. It's it's still a bit of a shock to the system.
David, whose fault do you think it is? Do you think it's the players? I mean, I've had to go through what you're going through now. I know, I've got an idea what you feel like. Do you think it's the players' fault, or do you think that we as players, when we were playing, should have had more help from the clubs?
Yeah, there's a little bit of both. I think, I mean, personally myself, I probably come from the last generation of the old-fashioned footballers, sort of learning my trade pre-Premier League. It was a time when all you thought about, you just wanted to be a footballer. You dreamt of being a footballer, and you weren't bothered about. There was no talk of image rights or contracts or agents. It was simply, you know, you lived the life of Roy the Rovers. That's what the dream was. You wanted to become a professional footballer, and there was nothing else. You had the blinkers on, and I think it's a little, it's short-sighted. Of course it is, but I think that if you don't do that when you come into the game, if you're not totally committed to the game, you know, there's a danger you fall by the wayside, and that's what I felt. You know, there was like I said, there was a bit of an inadequacy that, you know, maybe I wasn't good enough. They kept me on the ball every day in training, wanting to improve, because I thought, well, if I took my foot off the gas, then, or became distracted by something else, then, you know, my playing would, or my performance would be hindered by that.
Your career, David, hasn't, by your own admission, quite worked out the way you would have wished it to have done, as I read that article. And by the way, brilliant read. Yeah. There's a litany of injuries and disappointment. Leaving Sunderland, Peter Reid let you go. At Sunderland, your hometown club, which ended quite literally in tears. What do you take away from your career? Satisfaction or frustration?
I think it's a bit of a, you know, there's two sides to the coin. I think I still have that sense of gratitude and gratefulness that I was able to become a professional footballer. Like I said, even though I didn't make it to the level that I wanted to, or right to the top of the game, you know, I've stuck it out 22, 23 years, and I feel lucky for that. But also on the other side of it, I know that I put a lot of pressure on myself to succeed. I think that when you've got that combination of maybe setting too high expectation for yourself, and, you know, your talent doesn't really reach that expectation, it can be a bit toxic because you only set yourself up for disappointment. So it's a double-edged sword for me, really.
Would you have done anything differently, David, given your time again?
Not at all. I think.
There you go.
I think that's, you know, I said in the article, I think I probably got out of my career what's, you know, maybe more than what my talent warranted, because I worked so hard at my game. I think I probably could have started my badges, my coaching badges, and did the degree a little bit earlier. Like I said, it's easy to say that now, and you think at the time that if you take your eye off the ball and you're not fully focused on it, then you can fall by the wayside.
David, were those words yours, or did you get some help with them?
No, they were totally mine. This is...
Well, I have to say, my friend, absolutely brilliant. I hear that the Sunderland Echo may have offered you the opportunity to go and write, but it was a really good read, and good luck to you going forward. You plainly have another talent, my friend, that I hope you're going to put to good use.
Yeah, good luck with that, David.
Thanks for that. Very kind words, gents. Cheers.
Cheers. David Preece, who, if you want to read the article, with it being a Murdoch newspaper, of course, you're going to have to go behind a paywall, but it is worth doing it.
Is that what you have to do?
Yes. It's a terrific read, and good luck to him. David Preece, whose football career ends this season. Again, somebody we ought to go and find Andy going forward. At another occasion to see how it's all going for him.
Yeah, we'll have to. That'd be great. I'm sure it's not finished for David. Not after reading that.